story. Welcome to chapter 36, the Arabic syllables and diphthongs. All right, you'll say, wait a minute, Arabic syllables, we already know that. Well, in English, they started, the little introduction written there in the book, it said they start this syllabification of word in the 18th century. But 15th century ago, early Muslim linguists have well-defined system of syllabification. Why? Because that 83% of Muslims were non-Arabs, and there's millions of Muslims who memorize the whole text from page 1 to the last page, and they all read the same exact way, the same exact text that well preserved. It really preserved orally. In this town, I have 20 people who know this text from page 1 to page end, and they can reproduce it in 1 week with their own handwriting. Anyway, so that system of syllabification is needed. It became well-defined system for Muslims many centuries ago. It's kind of amazing, right? All right, enough of that. The Arabic syllables. The syllables. The word syllable, a long time ago, I used the word sound unit in phase 1. You know, it could be short sound or long sound, and we saw we have two kind of syllables, and I introduced you to this in phase 1: open syllables or closed syllables. And you saw both of them as independent sound units. They're not physically connected to each other. Then in phase 2, I dealt with this, show you all the syllables in connected forms. And always after a syllable, what we do, we leave in Arabic phonics system, we leave a little pause, a little silence to separate them, and so you will not rush reading them. Open syllable. This is like quick review before I throw in some new stuff here for you. All right, open syllable. It's a consonant with a vowel. It could be short, could be long, right? It has two. The Arabic have two type of syllables, open syllables: short sound or long sound. I don't want to go into the details. You already know that. Let me just jump in. All right. So, example: we have this word in connected form, and I'm going to read it in syllables. We have this mu. I broke it down here too. Mu. Na, sa, ba, tu. Okay, so we have 5 syllables in this one, and they're all open syllables. What the word is open versus closed? The closed syllable, open syllable, it could only short sound or long sound. But the closed syllables is 2 consonants. And the sound of these 2 consonants, we combine them together. There is no pause between them, right? The first consonant with a vowel, either short or long. Then we have second syllable with sukoon or 0 vowel, and we combine them, right? So, and we don't do anything in the middle. We have a pause after that. And now we put some bunch of examples here. They're all actually closed syllables. دار سد كيس من نام قم سام سن طين. And of course the Arabic word could have both, right? Short and long. And that was the example here. So we have this das. That's a closed syllable here. And it have short sound followed by consonant sukoon. Then we have a pause. Das, then be. This actually long sound, and that's the original form that you are familiar with. And then we have the last consonant in connected form. Hu. All right, so open syllable, and closed syllable. And the note here, when you pronounce a closed syllable in the middle of the word, take your time pronouncing that consonant with sukoon. Das, be, hu. I'm reading it almost with normal speed. So what's the point here of what I'm saying? Take your time with the consonant that have sukoon always, anywhere it exists. Das, Bihu. See, I give it enough time to stand out. All right, we finish with that page. This is page 201. Are you seeing all this? Okay, here we go. As we said, the closed syllable is consonant with the sound, or short or long, then consonant with sukoon. So it's basically two consonants, right? Okay. A pronunciation rule. Okay, every time you see consonant with sukoon, you must pronounce it, combine it with the last preceding syllable. Doesn't matter what it is, or sound. Whatever happened before it, you cannot pronounce it by itself. That's the word. With the word sukoon ending here, it apply only to the end of the word, right? It's not written. It's applied to the last consonant in the word. You just if the last letter will be pronounced at that time when you apply it as if it's half sukoon, and you're going to ignore the vowel on the last letter. You'll ignore it. Of course, you use this sukoon ending when you have like end of sentence, end of speech, or if you don't know the what's the vowel at the end of the word. What is it? Okay. Well, let me get to example. The reason you already know sukoon ending. We've done so many of this. I'm trying to find one here. Okay. Double closed syllable. It means basically double of that. What's doubling here? Actually, we're doubling the consonant with sukoon. We'll have another one after this. So we have consonant with a sound, short or long. I don't know about the long one. I looked at it carefully. I did not see long one. But consonant with a sound, plus consonant with sukoon, plus consonant and sukoon, and there's like dots or period, like this one here. That means it's the end of your talk, the end of sentence, right? So closed syllable, double closed syllable, a special case of sukoon ending, applied to the end of the word, of a word, right? The word's ending will be read as if it has two consecutive consonants with sukoon, like double sukoon, right? That's what I mean. All this is talk, right? You may get confused, but I'll show you an example. That's why I like to skip all these details and show it to you. But when you have the book, you have to read it. I know why I'm reading it. The reader will combine the sounds of the last two consonants, the one with that sukoons. You combine all of them, the three of them. The first sound. Okay, here we go. We'll have format later. Let me show you example here. Line 1. Can you see this? Yeah. This word dar-sa, the first syllable. I break it down here. You have closed syllable here and you have open syllable here. Dar-sa. Now, we put a dot here. Immediately, automatically, we have sukoon ending. That means what? What's sukoon? This consonant, this letter here, instead of whatever have on the top of it, it will become sukoon. We ignore it. It will have sukoon ending, right? So, the first syllable stay as it is, closed syllable, right? Then we have now another closed syllable. That's where the word double closed syllable came from, because it's not written, and that's what you're reading. Dars. This, you will never see this written. You will be looking at this dot. Automatically, this one look like this one. It's sukoon. You never seen it written. You will pronounce. It's pronunciation thing that you apply when you have it, when you finish your talk, the end of speech, the end of sentence, sukoon ending, right? That's where double closed syllable came from. And the short sound of this one, followed by two sukoons, right? Kind of unique. Dars. Dars. Example number 2. Nah. Ra. Nah. First closed syllable, open syllable. And here we have the dot. So immediately what we have, sukoon ending situation, right? So this one here is closed syllable. This one already we know it's closed syllable. So now we have two of them. And what happened in this case here, this vowel ignored, and we read it as like if it have sukoon. Nahr, nahr. Okay, line 3. I recorded this chapter about 5 times so far, with corrections. Took redesigning the chapter like 2 days, or this is the 3rd day. I'm not kidding, and I'm tired of this. I'm even forgetting. Yeah, here we go. I know I keep forgetting what I said in earlier version of the recording. Please have a notebook. All these definitions I threw in through the book. It would be nice if you have an index card, set of index card, and write them down. You can see the definition here, and if you don't have the book, you can read them, or I already pronounced it to you. Write them down on index card so you can look at them. What's double closed syllable? What's sukoon ending? What's open syllable? What's closed syllable? Simple thing. And I forget them. Everybody forget them because if you don't use them. All right. Now example 3. There is not many of them, and it's equivalent to the Arabic terminology that you're going to see shortly. Line 3. Warda. 2 syllables, close, open. Here we have the same word up here, but we have a dot. So now we have a situation where the closed syllable as is, but at the end, this is another. It's sukoon ending, which is another closed syllable. So we have double. That's the situation, and we read it like this, ward. The last one, jabra. So 2 syllables, and here we put a dot. So the last consonant is not ra anymore. It have sukoon. So this one is a new open sukoon. Open 2 closed syllables, and we pronounce it like this, jabr, jabr. Okay. I don't want to repeat what I just said. Double closed syllables, basically, it's a closed syllable, like this one, plus a consonant with a vowel at the end of the word. Plus consonant with sukoon, plus, and plus the simple, that's the format. Plus consonant with a vowel at the end of the word, like this, we talk about here. Plus a dot. So what's this? But we read it like if it was short sound, because I couldn't find long sound. I could be wrong. Yeah, I didn't see. I could be wrong. So it's a sound, or it's open syllable, basically. I can correct this. Open syllable. This one, right? No, closed syllable. Wait a minute. It's a sound. This is what I mean, this sound here. Then followed by sukoon, then short sound followed by consonant with sukoon, then the last consonant with sukoon. The existing vowel is ignored. That's what we talk about here, and we read it like that. This is pronunciation practice. You will never see it printed like this. That's what it means. All right, let's get to the diphthongs. There was a story behind the diphthongs. First time I heard it, it was I was teaching in university, and the head of the department, the German lady, walked in, and she wanted to address the class and told me, she was telling us about that she just learned that King of Germany traveled in the Dark Ages, or whatever that these ages was, to travel to Spain, where the Muslims was ruling at that time, Muslim Spain, and have an eye surgery. It was like, whoa, I never heard of such thing. And she was telling me the story. Then she asked question, what's the Arabic diphthongs? At that time, I didn't have no clue what she's talking about. Of course, I was just starting to teach at that time. Using it. I didn't finish reading the text before I replaced somebody. It was like, anyway. So we have in Arabic diphthongs, so I know about them, and that's why I put them there for you. But it means nothing to you. You already know how to read diphthongs. It's nothing a new structure like the double closed syllable, new issue that you never seen. This one you've seen every piece of it, but I put it in because somebody, we have them. So we have 2 types of diphthongs. Actually 2 structures. Each is closed syllable with 2 consonants. Here we go. That's one. This. And that's the structures for diphthong. Daw, aw, or ay. You remember, we can put here any consonant we want, any letter, any Arabic letter that can be consonant, except the alif, because alif is not. Alif does not take vowel, so any another letter could be here, but it will sound like ow. This is similar to the long sound structure, similar, I said, but it's not, of course. The long sound here, this cannot be long sound. Why? This is two different letters, two different consonants, and each have vowel. Ow. Here, this is a consonant with short sound followed by extending letter. These guys cannot be extending letter. Why? Because they have sukoons on the top, right? You know all that, correct? All right. Okay, I tell you what. That's not that. Yeah, but learning about diphthongs and all this does not alter any thing you know about regarding pronunciation. So there is nothing new. Let's dive in. So this has been redesigned several times. We're going to read these words. We have some of them, and I'll tell you where they are. The diphthongs are here. I'm going to go over this detail. So this is the long sound, and this is the diphthong. That's E. This is A. This is oo. This is ow. So now we're going to have each example to address the sound, the structure. Then the same one we will put, I don't know why I did this, put a dot here and show you what will happen to the last consonant. You know, like double, it will become sukoon. Okay, I see why. Because you will have double closed syllable here. Okay, let's go over them. This is a word right here. This one, you don't see voweling, but we know what it is, right? It's di-nu, and that's what it is, di-nu. Now, if we put a dot at the top, at the end, what that means? That we ignore the vowel at the last consonant, and we read it as deen. So now the two open syllables become one closed syllable. Deen. Now, that's a diphthong. Ay. So let's see how we put the letter D in it, and that structure. So this day-nu, two syllables. One of them is closed, day, that's a closed syllable. Then the open one is nu, day-nu. And if we put a dot right there, we ignore this vowel above this letter here. Hope I'm not covering it when I say, okay. And so how we read this one? This become double sukoons, right? So we have double closed syllable in this case here. That's why, and it will be pronounced like this. Dain. That's beautiful, isn't it? Just okay. Here we go. This word is do-ru. Two syllables, two open syllables. We put a dot here, so the last consonant will be pronounced with sukoon, exactly like this. Here this one will be daur. Here we have do-ru, two separate ones. Here we have dur. Sorry, dur. Because this has pronounced with sukoon, so it have to be combined with the previous one, and this is closed syllable. So we have two open ones here. This one is closed syllable. Okay, this one, the diphthongs one. So what the diphthong here? This one is ow. Where we see it, dow. And we put the letter D in here. Dow. Then the second is ru. Two open syllables. Dow, ru. Here we go. Now, what will happen if we have a dot in there? We ignore the vowel on the top of the last customer. What situation we have? Double closed syllables. So we have two sukoons and we pronounce like that. Yeah. Okay. Daur. All right. Got it. Line 2. There's nothing new at all. Here we go. We finished this one. Here. Ni-lu. Long sound, short sound. We put a dot here. We ignore this vowel. Nil. Sukoon ending, right? Right there. This one. Sukoon ending. This one is diphthong, the first two. Nay. Nay. Then lu. Nay. Lu. This one is diphthong in Arabic, but doesn't matter. It's a closed syllable. That's what it is. So diphthongs is closed syllable, two different consonants. When we put the dot here, what happened? We lost that vowel and it becomes sukoon, so we read it like this. Nail. Nail. And this is, what is it? Double closed syllable situation. That would be here. Jura. How? Jura. Two different syllables. And here, ignore that one, become jur. Oh man, I need to finish. Okay, jur. Here, jura, we have jur, one syllable, one closed syllable. Here, we have jawra, that's a diphthong. Jaw, that's diphthong. Ra, two different syllables. We put the dot here, so the last consonant lost. Ignore the vowel, and it has to be sukoon, and we read it like this. Jawr. Got it, right? Double closed syllable, right here. Line 3. I don't know why I didn't put it in a huge page by itself and put all this in one line. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm not going to decide that. Maybe in the future. Number 3. Qisa. Sorry. There's no school. Qisa. Here become qis. This one is diphthong. Qayya. This is what I mean. Qaysa. And because of the dot, become this, ignore the vowel, pronounce it as sukoon ending. Qais. Here. Ghuta. Ghuta. Because it have sukoon. Now the diphthong. Ghawta. Right. So, then when we put the dot here, this one have sukoon. Lost as vowel. I see a little error here. It should be so it will become double closed syllable. Ghawta. Line 4. Okay. Khila. With a dot. Khil. This is pronounced as that it have sukoon, right? Here, khayla. This one is diphthong. Khayla. Double what? Double closed syllable. Udu. Ud. Aud. Audu. Two different syllables. Audu. Aud. Double. Let me repeat this one. Udu. Two separate. Ud. One closed syllable. This becomes sukoon. Audu. Two different syllables. This one here, combine. Aud. Double closed syllable. Number 5. These are the key ones. I know probably you cannot see the little writing here. Okay. Line 5. Milu. Mil. This ignored becomes sukoon. This is diphthong. Maylu. Mail. Because this become sukoon. Jura. Two different syllables. Jur. This ignored become pronounced with sukoon. This one diphthong. Jaw. Ra. Two syllables. We put the dot. This become pronounced with sukoon. Jawr. Okay. You should know how to read it. Shouldn't have any problem. Oh, I need to finish this. Let me go. It said here in this exercise very quickly. Some people mistaking sometimes these letters for these two as extending letter where they're not supposed to. Without telling you all the details, let me just, there is no two extending letters in consecutive order that come in Arabic word, in any Arabic word. There's no two. Why? Because each needs its own short vowels. Let me jump in and show you. Classical Arabic. Here we have the the situation. We have the here, and then we have wa after it. And some people think that, okay, they're not confused here because they see the vowels very clearly, but it's when standard Arabic start writing, there's something here, whatever it is, they think it's long sound right there. I covered that. And then what we do, you'll see it. Then what we do with that one, this cannot be extending letter, cannot be. That's the confusing one. And in this situation here also, that's where they can confuse, because there's this vowel here. They will think this is the extending letter that go after it, and they forget. Alif, half, always look for the alif. That's the key word. If you see alif after this, then definitely this one is not an extending letter, right? Same here. Your alif in here, connect to it. It cannot be. This one cannot be extending letter. Let's do the example. This is ru wa qa. Ru wa qu. Ru. That's where the confusion. Ru. They think it's ru, right? Here. Okay, the correct pronunciation ru wa qu. But what happened here? They would think it's ru. Then what? What did we stuck with this one? This cannot be alone. So this is definitely not an extending letter. Here, mu wa fi qa. Okay, so we pronounce it like mu wa fi qa. Okay. Somebody may think that these two here are long sound. They are not. This is the correct way to say it. It's mu alone, then wa. That's a long sound right there. You cannot combine these two together. The reason I'm mentioning it, we've seen it before. Here we go. When you look at this one, some people thought that these two together as long sound, and they forgot about alif. Although this is very obvious here. I mean, usually people make more mistake with this one than this. Okay, but I did see it before, so they totally ignore the alif. I mean, that's the correct way to read. D and then yeah, na, two. Okay. This is wrong, of course. Examples. Let's go over the example practice 10. Here, do, wa, ru. I did not say do, then don't know what to do with this one. It's actually do, wa, ru. Thi, ya, bu. There's alif right there. Mu, wa, see? Mu, wa, i. Qi, yam. That's with sukun. Khu, wa, ru. See, it's not khu, it's khu. Wa. Right? Si, ya, hi. Here. Shu, wa, lu. There's alif right there. So we cannot say shu. It's shu. Wa. Si, ya, ji. Hu, wa, na. Khi, yam. Have sukun. I, wa, u. Di, ya, u. Right? I, ya, ru, ha. Fu, wa, qu. Ghi, ya, da. Nu, wa. Sukun here. Ki, ya, ni. You, wa, I, do. Thanks.